slide. I hope this slide is visible to you. So if I go through my previous class, you will find we have completed non-accounting voucher, and under these heading there is there are four subheading, that is memorandum, optional, reversing, and post dated. So now, and we have completed each and I mean we have completed four separate problems. I mean, we have solved four separate problems for each and every segment. One for memorandum, sorry, two for memorandum. One is plain memorandum entry. Second one is goods sender approval. Then one for optional. Second one for reversing, and third one post dated and reversal. So all these four segment has been completed. So now and finally we have completed one comprehensive problem which included all those four topics. So that's all for our non-accounting voucher section. Today we will proceed to cost center and cost category, and I try to delve into detail why now these particular topic is very much associated with costing. So that's why I consider this is one of the important topic apart from GST also. Okay, so first of all, I try to explain cost center or profit center allocation. I hope you do have a thorough knowledge regarding cost center and cost categories. Even if I try to just touch upon the meaning of cost center, the meaning before getting into detail, the first of all, I try to explain the cost center. Actually, it is a unit within an organization to which cost and expenses can be allocated. I repeat again, it's a unit within an organization to which cost or expenses can be allocated, and it comprises of departments or business units. For example, you may consider manager is a cost center, sales personnel is a cost center, other employees can be considered as a cost center, or revenue or expense head can also be considered as a cost center. Even if product head departments like HR, marketing, finance, etc., can be considered as cost center, so which are not directly accountable for any business decision. Business decision means investment, profitability, etc., but are responsible for cost which are needed to be considered separately. I repeat again, which are needed to be considered separately. So it is not directly, I just try to hit upon all those important points. Cost center which are not directly accountable for any business decision like investment, profitability, etc., but it's responsible for costs which are needed to be considered separately. And in this case, if you are asked to explain or give some example about the cost center, you can say HR, marketing, finance. On the other hand, different cost head. It may be manager, maybe expenses head, maybe revenue head, or in terms of personnel, it may be manager and sales personnel, etc., etc. So that's a brief, and I can say this is a bird's eye view of cost center, and it actually helps to display breakup of each transaction allocated to respective cost center accordingly. I repeat again this line. Remember, it helps to break up, it helps to display the breakup of each transaction allocated to respective cost centers accordingly. For example, if you ask me an example, the example is assembly area in of a manufacturing or processing unit, and canteen or personal departments for a service unit. Or in case of manufacturing unit, assembly area may be a part of a cost center. In case of service unit, you may consider canteen, personal departments also falls in the category of cost centers. So now I try to enter into uh, yes, this one, cost category. Uh, in this case, if I try to explain cost category, so it means when an organization requires allocation of revenue and non-revenue items to parallel set of cost centers or more than one set of cost centers, it opens cost category. I repeat again, when an organization which requires allocation of revenue and non-revenue items to parallel set of cost centers or more than one set of cost centers, it opens cost categories. Example, the cost centers like HR, marketing, finance can be put under a specific cost category like departments. Okay, similarly, cost category can be formed region wise, geographical location wise, department wise, grade wise, project wise, and so on, so on. Transaction can be allocated to cost centers only and not to cost categories. I repeat again, that line is very vital. Remember, transaction can be allocated to cost centers only and not to cost categories. So now, I hope you do have a little bit idea about cost center and cost categories. So now it would better to start with an example. That is an hands-on example. Just take a look on this problem, which says the head cashier of CD Limited transfers 7,500 to petty cashier on 2nd May. The petty cashier of CD Limited has given the following previous month details, that is monthly details, on 1st June 2018. So now you look the cost category at first option, I mean on the first column, it says petty cash expenses. That's the cost category. Whatever I have said just before. Now transaction can be allocated to cost centers, not to cost categories. So why cost category are being created? If you look at this table, you can identify a cost category requires allocation. When an organization requires allocation of revenue and non-revenue items, you just consider these are all revenue items. Just look at column number 3. All are revenue items. When an organization requires allocation of revenue and non-revenue items, that is the allocation. Look, second column, which shows cost allocation. In this case, there are two type of cost has been considered, that are general expenses and refreshment expenses. So these are parallel set of cost centers. For example, printing, paper, postal courier, pen, pencil. On the other hand, refreshment, tea, snacks, etc. So these parallel type of cost centers which requires, or in that case, more than one cost centers which requires to open some cost category. That's why we have prepared a cost category which is called petty cash expenses. Okay, so in that case, if you consider the first column which says it is a cost category, in our case there is one cost category which is called petty expenses, and there are two ledgers. This is the indirect expenses, falls in the category of indirect expenses, and cost centers are like these. There are 5 cost centers for general expenses. I mean, whenever you make payment, you can see the last column which shows 3080. This is an general expenses. So general expenses, and we segregate this amount 3080 among 5 cost centers. Similarly, if you come down and if you will find total amount which total expenditure was 3680, and this amount actually segregated or allocate among cost centers, three cost centers: refreshment, tea and snacks, room freshener. And these falls, I mean, these cost centers or expenditure of these cost center passes through refreshment expenses ledger. So now at the bottom you can see allocate the above expenses to proper cost centers. That's all. So now actually what's happened, if I do not consider cost centers in this particular problem, so plain and simple I will pass a single journal entry: general expenses account debit 3080, refreshment expenses account debit 3680 to cash or to petty cash, whatever. But whenever I consider cost centers, I allocate the same amount among different cost centers to identify whatever I have said previously, to identify responsible, I mean, those centers responsible for cost which are needed to be considered separately. That means at the end of the month or at the end of the year, if I want to know total cost which has been incurred for printing paper, total cost which has been incurred for traveling purpose, total cost which has been incurred for refreshment purpose, so I can get a bird's eye view on that particular cost center. I mean, total amount, it may be in total in terms of year or it may be total in terms of different month, can be represented in a lucid manner. So that's why people, they maintain different kinds of cost centers in their organizations. Okay, so let's start with that particular problem. Take a snap of this problem and let's proceed. So at first, what we will do now, we will create petty cash account first. Okay, uh, it's in shortcut method, and cost category, then cost centers, and finally we will create different head for allocation of cost. So now what should we do? Now we will open, we will create a company first. Okay, so I hope you, all of you have taken the snap of, I mean, of this particular screen. So get back, gateway of Tally. I just open my Tally software. I hope this is visible to you. No company has been created yet. So this cost, I create company, and today my topic is cost center. So I write down cost center. This is the name of the company, and I consider as per my question. If you look at the question, you will find date which has been given 2018. So 1/4/18, and accept the screen. Now it will ask you to activate the cost center. That is the company features which is available before you. So you just come down and you will find the third option which has been provided under accounting features, which is called enable cost centers. I just turn it as yes. Okay, and try to keep all those options as usual. No, I hope you get these points. So you just, this is the company feature screen, and in this screen the first three option, bill wise details, maintain accounts and cost centers, specifically enable cost centers, you have to turn it as yes and nothing else. Okay, so I accept the screen by pressing Ctrl A. So this is my company. You can see the top left corner, current period. Always try to check after creating a company whether the current period is properly depicted or not. Okay, now we have activated my cost centers. Now it is the time to create different ledgers. Okay, so first of all, we have to create a ledger. First of all, I need to create a company. Okay, I mean company has been created, so some opening balance sheet I require. So first create, then come to ledger, and I write down capital under capital, and in this case capital, I just try to put an opening value is say 5 lakhs, and in similar manner I have to put down another 5 lakhs with cash account. How to put? I know the cash is a default ledger. Those who are participating in this session for the first time, so look how to put the value in cash account. Cash is a default ledger in Tally, so I have to open alter. Under alter, ledger option is available. Then you may find cash, and I put down the opening balance 5 lakhs. Over, accept the screen, get back to gateway of Tally, press B for balance sheet. Alt F1. That's my balance sheet. My cash in hand is 5 lakhs. So no problem at all. Now we just about to start. Come to the question. So in this question, I have to create. I have to create uh, petty cash number one at the beginning. So what should I do at the moment? And at that moment, mm, first of all, we create petty cash expenses. And petty cash expenses is a ledger. It's a cost category. Okay, petty cash expenses is a cost category. Okay, so what to do at that moment? First of all, gateway of Tally. What I am going to do? I just try to create some cost category as well as some cost centers. So now you will learn how to create cost category and cost centers. So what's happened till now? Now we have just create an opening balance sheet where capital is 5 lakh and cash is 5 lakh, nothing else. And we have activated the feature of cost centers, or we enable cost centers feature. Let's start. So first of all, gateway of Tally, then create. Whenever you press create, then you will find cost center. Why is cost center available here? Now, at the time of company creation, in feature screen, you have activated cost centers. That's why these cost centers options are available under accounting masters. So let's start cost centers. In cost centers, if you find these option, I mean this screen, I mean this is not sufficient. Okay, so that's why what should I do? You look at the beginning, this is cost centers. So first of all, if you go through the question, take a look, you will find at the beginning the first column shows cost category, and each and every cost centers falls as specific cost category. So that's why I should create cost category first, but cost category is not available on this particular screen. That's why I have to click on show more. If you click on show more, you will find the first option is under ledger is cost category. So I start with cost category, just select cost category, press enter. So I repeat again, gateway of tally, create, show more cost category. That's one. It will ask you to activate. Yes, you may press C for create new. Now this is the, you look top left corner, it shows cost category creation. So I about to create cost category. So it is called, in my case, cost category name is petty gas expenses. Okay. If you go through the question, you will find that very name on your question, depicted on your question. Now, allocate revenue items. Similarly, you will find also that whatever be the cost center has been provided, the heading of that particular column is given as revenue expenses. Though that's why I have to activate allocate revenue expenses. Yes. No, allocate non-revenue. No. So it's over. Now press enter and accept the screen. So we have created cost category. Now get back by pressing escape key. Now come down to the next item, which is called cost center. Okay, cost center is available. So now press enter. So now it look, your category shows primary cost category, but no, I have to select petty cash expenses. So how to select category? How to select petty cash expenses as cost category? Just press press up arrow. I repeat again. Repeat again. Look, cause gateway of tally, then create, then cost category. Press enter. Okay, we have already created cost category, petty cash expenses. Now come down to cost center, press enter, and you have to select cost category. Just press up arrow and a space bar. You will find petty cash expenses. I repeat again. After entering into cost center, you just look top left corner, cost center creation screen heading is available. Then you just press up arrow. It will takes you to category options, category field, then press space bar and right hand side list of categories will available and you select petty cash expenses out of them. Okay, now under petty cash expenses, you have to create different cost categories, sorry, different cost centers. At first, if you look at your question, you will find your first cost center is printing paper. Write down printing paper. Okay, and this is under name field under primary. Okay, it's over. In such a way, I have to create other cost centers. After printing paper, the next one is postal courier. Postal courier under primary, that is the second. Now come to the third one, pen, pencils, and eraser. Pen, pencils, and eraser. Sorry. Okay. After pen, pencil, eraser, traveling, traveling expenses. I just consider traveling expenses. Traveling expenses. After traveling expenses, then the next item is stapler and pin. And pin. Next, refreshment, refreshment. After refreshment, tea and snacks, tea and snacks. Okay, tea and snacks. Then room refreshener. Then room refreshener. And it's over. So that's all. We have created all seven, sorry, all eight uh, cost centers under a single cost category, which is called petty cash expenses. Now press escape key to get back your gateway of tally. It's over. Now I would like to take a look at my all cost centers. How to look? Now, first of all, from gateway of tally, you just press D and you will find display more units reports. After press D, press S, statement of account. After statement of accounts, press C, that is cost centers. After pressing C, press O, that is cost center breakup. So these are the cost center and cost category. Left hand side it shows the cost centers and right hand side which shows my cost categories. So it's over. Press escape key till you reach gateway of tally. So now what should we do? At that moment I have to create some ledgers. Okay. So in if you go through the question, you will find there are two ledger we have to create. One is general expenses, another one is refreshment expenses. So first of all, you have gateway of tally, then come to create. Okay, come to create. Press C. Okay, then you will find ledger option available. So this is the ledger creation screen. Now, one question, I mean, one thing I need to mention here, whatever you, this particular screen is shown, maybe on your machine, this screen is not available, maybe. So if I consider if this screen is not available on your machine or on your Tally software, so what should we do? Now press F12. This is configuration. And now you will find an option which is called apply cost centers for ledgers. Look at the bottom left. You will find apply cost centers for ledgers. That means whenever you will try to create some ledger, this particular field will be available before you. That means whenever you try to create a ledger which associated with some cost center, as like as our question, in case of general expenses, in case of refreshment expenses, all these two expenses are associated with some kind of cost centers. So that's why whenever I create these ledgers, these options should come on the screen, on the ledger creation screen. So how to bring this particular field on my ledger creation screen? Now press F12 and this option will available before you, that is called apply cost centers for ledgers. So turn it as yes and control A. Accept the screen. Now you look, this option is available here. Just uh, observe my mouse pointer. Cost center are applicable. This question will come up. Okay, let's start. At first, we will create general expenses. So general expenses is a indirect expenses. So this is indirect expenses comes under. And inventory value affected? No, in this case, this is purely revenue expenses. No inventory value is required. One more thing, if you want to deactivate inventory value affected, you press 12 again and you will find an option which is called use inventory allocation of the ledgers. In my case, it has been activated, so I just turn it as no. I repeat again, just look. If you find on your screen the option or the field which is called inventory value affected, and I don't want to get these particular screen or particular field at that moment, why not? This is a not case of inventory, so that's why I just deactivate you or inactive it. So how to inactive? The option which is called use inventory allocation for ledgers, turn it as no. And how to access this screen? Now just press 12. Okay, accept the screen, and you can see these field are not available now. Okay, uh, so I repeat again, general expenses in under indirect expenses, cost center is applicable. Yes, nothing need to be done. Okay, so it's over. Now I just turn cost center yes or no. I mean cost center applicable yes or no. So yes. Next, come to the next ledger, refreshment expenses. It also comes under indirect expenses, and I have to activate cost centers are applicable. Yes. So accept the screen by pressing Ctrl E, and it's over. So now, after creating these two ledgers under indirect expenses, now we will pass necessary voucher entries. If you go through the question, you can find there are, this is an entry. Actually, this table is just an entry which is to be passed to petty cashier. I mean, passed by this petty cashier. Okay. Now get back gateway of tally. Yes, and we will pass the voucher entries, petty cash entries in short. Okay, so what's happened? First of all, I would like to, I am going to pass the petty cash expenses. Considering all those cost centers and cost categories, let's start. Gateway of tally, then come to the voucher or press V. Voucher will open. Then this is a case of payment. Press F5. F5 is a payment entry. Okay. But before making the payment entry, uh, actually I have to pass some amount of money in the hand of petty cashier. That means I have to transfer some amount of money from cashier to petty cashier. If you go through the question, you will find the first line which is said the head cashier of CD Limited, in our case cost center Limited, transfer 7,500 to petty cashier on 2nd May 2018. Then petty cashier produce the expenses details on the first day of next month. So first of all, we have to transfer money from cash to petty cashier, from head cashier to petty cashier. So entries would be like this. If you are asked the journal entry of this transaction, journal entry will be petty cash account debit to cash account. So now we have to, so before passing this journal, I need to create petty cash ledger. Okay, I need to create petty cash ledger. So first of all, create, then ledger, then petty cash. Petty cash is comes under cash. Okay, I repeat again. Petty cash account is comes under cash in hand. Okay, and in this case, cost center is not applicable. So petty cash account already been created. Now first I am going to pass the first voucher entries. Then it's a one kind of contra entry. Okay, this is not a case of payment. So how to pass this entry? Cash to petty cashier? No, it would better if you select a four contra. So you look top left corner. This is contra entry. I try to explain. I mean sum up what I am going to do. That fast I have to pass some amount of money from cash to petty cash. That's why I have to create a ledger which named is petty cash under cash in hand group. I have already created petty cash ledger. Now I transfer money from cash to petty cash through contra entry. I have to change the date, press F2. Okay, press F2 and you may find as per question date is 2nd May 2018. 2nd May 18. Okay, cost class or center needn't mention here. So credit, cash account credited rupees 7500 and debit petty cash expense account debited 7500. That's all. So we have transfer at the beginning. We transfer some cash. I mean 7,500 from cash account to petty cash account. It's over. So accept the pin. The contra entry is done. Now come to the question. I mean the table. In that particular table, so I just again get back gateway of tally. Then come press V for voucher. Those who are experiencing for the first time. Otherwise, you can, whenever you entered into the voucher, you just press required key. It will takes you the required voucher types, whatever. So gateway of tally, then voucher, then you have to press F2 to change the date 1618. F2 change the date 1618. So I have changed the date. Then you have to change the mode of voucher. That is press F5 for payment. I am going to pay all those amounts. Okay. So this is a payment voucher. So come to debit. Which one is to be debited? General expenses. Now, if you go through the question, your total general expenses was 3080. Put down the value 3080. No problem at all. It will ask you to provide the cost category. Press space bar. Cost, it shows the cost category. So select petty cash expenses. You know there is only one cost category which is called petty cash expenses. So I select petty cash expenses, press enter. Now name of cost center. You just select cost center and put down the value. How to select cost center? Now press is space bar. I press the space bar, and if you look at the question, you will find printing paper 750. First of all, printing paper 750 over. After printing paper 750, then postal courier 1050. Press P. Postal courier 1050. After postal courier 1050, then pen pencil 250. Pen pencil 250. After pen pencil 250, you will find traveling 780. Traveling 780. After traveling 780, you will find stapler and pin 250. Stapler and pin automatically 250 will be taken. Actually, the total amount already been provided at the beginning. So that's all for cost allocations. Cost allocations of general expenses. Our total general expenses is 3080, and the cost allocation is made through different cost centers. So we allocate 3080 to these five cost centers, which falls a single cost category, which is called petty cash expenses. So that's all. I enter, and now I have to credit. No, no, sorry, not credit. Another expenses is there, that is called refreshment expenses on that very day. So that's why if you look, my mouse pointer is blinking as credit, but I also need to debit refreshment expenses and allocate all those expenses to respective cost centers. How to do this? Press D, press enter. It automatically turned as debit. Now select refreshment expenses. Whenever you select refreshment expenses, it will ask you to put down the total value. And in that case, if you look at your question, you will find the total value is shown is 3680, 3680. Whenever you put down the value, press enter, it will ask you different type of cost centers, cost centers allocation along with cost category. So in similar manner, I have to press spacebar, select cost category, which is called petty cash expenses. Now come to the cost centers. Press enter, spacebar, and select refreshment. If you go through the question, you will find the refreshment in this case is 1250. After refreshment, you will find tea and snacks 1350. Tea and snacks 1350. 1350, and after thereafter room refreshment 1080. Press R, select room refreshment, the value will be taken automatically. Sorry, it's not refreshment, it is room refreshment. Yeah, so that's the allocation of refreshment expenses 3680 under cost category, which is called petty cash expenses. That's all. Press enter, and now you have to credit it. In that case, you have to credit petty cash expenses. So select petty cash expenses, petty cash account. Yeah, so this is petty cash account, and press enter, and you look 6760 is available here. So this is the petty cash expenses for that particular time period. Okay, enter, enter. You just take a look. If you have any doubts, you make it clear by uh, writing on your chat box. I hope there is no doubt at all. Okay, so accept the screen. It's over. Okay, if you take a look on your get back on your balance sheet, uh, you can find you can find this is my cash in hand. So look, in this is my petty cash. That is the balance in the petty cash. And if you go to the profit and loss, take a look. This is the total of general expenses and refreshment expenses which already been incurred to allocation to different cost centers. I hope it is understandable to you. Okay, now I would like to start with next problem. I just want to share my PDF screen and I hope it is visible to you. Okay, so we have completed problem number 1. Now come to problem number 2. So what does it mean? Just a minute. It would better if I put it in the middle. Yeah. So what does it mean? Take a look. This is my predefined cost centers. What does it mean? Actually, we can apportion an expense to multiple cost centers by predefined percentage of expenses shared among the department. So that means the percentage has already been assigned, and on that basis, whenever you transfer some money, this money has been allocated among the respective head as per the percentage assigned, okay, or as per the percentage. Now take a look of this particular question. Which is the problem? It says CD Limited, in our case this is cost center limited, gave commission of 7500 by cash to 3 sales executives, which allocate 45% to Korim, 25% to Mr. Das, and 30% to Mr. Banerjee. On what date? On 1/6/18. So now the question arises. First of all, we have to learn how to assign all those percentage. Then we will see if I pass a voucher entries to a particular amount, how this amount has been allocated among all those cost center heads automatically. Okay, that's the learning objective from problem number 2. I repeat again, at first we have to learn how to design these percentage in cost centers. Second, whenever we allocate some money, how this money has been allocated among those respective cost center according to their percentage. That's the learning objective. Okay, so let's start. I hope you take snap of this particular screen. Okay, so now I get back my previous screen, I mean tally screen. You just open tally. This is my tally screen, and this was my previous percent. I mean, this is profit and loss account, whatever. Okay, so let's pass this voucher. So in this case, first of all, I have to create uh, a cost category. Achha, it would better I create the cost category at the beginning. Okay. So first of all, if you look at the question, if take whatever the snap you have already taken, there is a case of this is a case of sales personnel. These are the sales executives. Okay, so they are entitled to get some sales commission. Okay, so on what basis we will allocate the money or percentage? We will learn in here. Okay, so first of all, we have to create. So come to so this is a solution stage. First, gateway of tally, then create. After create, you have to click on show more. Okay, if you click on show more, so many options are available before you, and you have to click on stock cost category. Actually, as we have done it previously, so that's why cost category option was available. So even if I just show you the procedure. Okay, so create gateway of tally, then create, then show more, then you will find cost category under accounting masters. Next, create cost category, press on it. So this is salesman, sorry, sales executive, sales executive commission. Okay, allocate revenue items. Yes, this is a revenue item. Allocate non-revenue items. No, there is a no case of non-revenue item. So okay, I allocate revenue item as yes, allocate non-revenue item as no, accept the screen. This is a cost category which name as sales executive commission. So accept it. Over, get back by pressing escape key. Now uh, I have to create some cost centers. So gateway of tally, create cost centers below, just below cost category. So what is the cost centers? Before putting down cost center, you have to change the category as we have created in our previous case, which is shown on the category section. So that's why you have to press up arrow, press space bar and accept sales executive commission. So I accept sales executive commission and put down the name of cost centers. In this case, if you are asked what are the cost centers applicable here, I have to put down the name, just name of those executives. First name was Mr. Korim, okay, under primary. Second name Mr. Das, under primary. Third name Mr. Banerjee. This is under primary. Over. So I have created three cost centers under sales executive commission cost category. Okay, it's over. Get back, gateway of tally. So after creating cost category, then cost center, then we about to create ledgers. What are the ledgers in this case? Now, all if you go through the question, you will find the limited gave commission. So commission is the ledger. Okay. So I write down commission. Okay. And commission definitely is a indirect expenses. I select indirect expenses. Now it will ask you whether cost center is applicable. Definitely yes, applicable. If you have some other fields available on your screen, just keep it as not applicable or no. Okay. Accept the screen by pressing Ctrl A. Over. Now we have to create, sorry, we will take a look whether my all cost centers along with cost category has been properly created or not. How to do this? First of all, gateway of tally, then press D and you will find display. Okay. And next, statement of accounts, then cost centers, then cost center breakup. Look, these are sales executive commission, Banerjee, Das, and Kurim. Okay, it's okay, no problem at all till now. What should we do? Now we have to allocate percentage. That's the vital point, which is we are going to do for the first time. So how to allocate percentage? We have already created category, we have already created centers. Now we are going to allocate percentage, which will automatically work at the time of passing voucher entry. So let's start with gateway of tally, then create, press, then show more. And in that case, you will find cost center class. That's the first time we are experiencing. We come across cost center class for the first time. So first of all, gateway of tally, then create, then show more, then cost center class. Select it, press enter, and now look, cost center. This is the name of my company class name. Okay. In this case, you have to create class name. So in class name, you have to write down commission percentage. Sorry, yes. Commission percentage. Now, press enter. It will ask you cost category. This is sales executive commission. It will ask you the name of cost center. This is we start with Mr. Kurim. And in question, you will find Mr. Korim is entitled to get 45%. So select 45. Then come to Mr. Das is entitled to get 25%. 25. And then Mr. Banerjee rest of the percentage, that is 30%. That is called use of predefined cost center allocation in transaction screen. That's the way we predefine cost center allocation. That's on the basis of percentage. Okay. Enter end of the list. Enter, and it's over. Okay. Now get back gateway of tally. So up to this, I hope there is no problem at all. So whatever we have done, now we have create first some cost category. The name of the cost category is sales executive commission. Then what's happened? Now we have create some cost centers. There are three cost name of the executives, Purim, Das, Banerjee we have created. After that, we have to allocate the percentage of commission to all these three heads or cost centers. How to do this? Now we open or we create cost center class. In this class, you have to name the class name. In our case, we assign the name of cost center class is commission percentage. Then we select cost category, that is sales executive commission. Then we consider cost centers, Kurim, Das, Banerjee, and there is a field where you can allocate percentage. Over. Now I am going to pass the voucher entries, that is gateway of tally, then come to voucher, presenter. It is a one kind of payment. If this screen is not available before you, then press F5, payments voucher screen will open up. Then press F2 to change the date. If you go through the question, you will find the date is given 1618. So I change it 1618. Now it will ask you cost center class. Remember, it will ask you cost center class. If this screen is not available, this field is not available before you, maybe this field may be available, not available on your screen, then press F12. On F12, you will find an option, uh, select cost center slash class. Yes, this one, second last, left side. Select cost center class, center slash class. I turn it as yes. So list of cost centers, I turn it as an yes. So that's why it shows right hand side. You will find this option, uh, cost center slash class. Okay. Now this new field, you just press if space bar, and you have to select cost center class as we have created commission percentage. Okay, this but single cost center class has been created till now. Press enter. So I have selected cost commission percentage under cost center class. Next, come to the payment side. Okay, this is a debit. Commission will be debited in that case. Okay, the amount is as per your question is 7500 over. Then in credit side you have to create cash, and one question may arise, how to allocate all these things. Yeah, so let's see, just press Ctrl A. I just press enter, enter and accept. And now I would like to display how all these 7500 has been allocated without asking anything. I just pass the entry commission account debit to cash, nothing else. So let's see. So how to look at it? First of all, gateway of tally, then press D for display more units. Press D. Then press A, that is account books. You look, I just try to highlight account books. After account books, you will find payment register. Payment register for pressing Y. Okay. There are two payment in the month of June. Okay. You may find this one. Okay. This is commission. And now you can see they segregate all those items as per the assigned percentage. 7500 has been assigned, has been given as per assigned percentage. Okay, we just pass the entry 7500 commission account, commission debit and cash account credit, and tally automatically distribute or as per the required percentage. So get back, gateway of tally, and I try to show you some PL fast. Okay, that is the commission 7500. That's the breakup of commission. Okay, over. So that's all for the second problem of cost center and cost category. Now, I would like to start with the third or last problem under cost center and cost category, which should be a comprehensive one. That means I try to consider all the critical area under falls in this particular category, cost center and cost category. So now come to the, yes. First of all, before getting start, I would like to give you, try to explain the question problem first. That is the last problem, comprehensive problem for cost center and cost category. Just a minute. Now look, this is, I will open a new company that is CD Limited and issue a check of 50,000. Okay, what does it mean? Now 50,000 of SBI to Z ad agency. So in this case, Z ad agency is a agency. I would like to buy their services. On what date? Now 2618 check has been transferred. Now expenses all are revenue in nature. Look, advertisement is a cost category. Cost allocation ledger is advertisement expenses. Cost center. Look, this is a unique one in that sense. There are cost centers, newspaper, hoarding, websites, radio. But if I am not wrong, sorry, it would better if you, uh, yes, that's the best one. Okay, I just tried to show you the slide. Look, so cost centers are, there are four cost centers. I mean, the four ways you your investment, your advertisement expenditure has been incurred. One is for newspapers, hoarding, websites, and radio. Now I classify these cost center into sub cost centers. That means there are three newspapers, and I try to identify the amount which has been incurred for each and every type of newspapers. So that's why I create sub cost centers: Telegraph, Times of India, Economic Times. But in case of hoarding and websites, I didn't segregate or differentiate any kind of such sub cost centers. Hoarding means hoarding, and website indicates websites. In case of radio advertisement, I also consider some sub cost centers which are called Red FM and Big 92.7 FM. These are the two categories, subcategory under radio cost centers, where I have paid 4,500 for Red FM, 5500 for Big 92.7 FM. As a whole, my total cost, which has been in purpose of advertisement expenses, is 50,000. So the question is how to solve this problem. So this is you may consider is a comprehensive one. So I hope you take a snap of this particular problem, and I am going to solve it. Okay, let's start. Now I am sharing my screen, tally screen. I hope it is visible to you. So Alt K for company. I try to delete my previous one. Alt D, enter, enter. So I start from scratch. So now I would like to create a company. The name of the company is, as per my question, this is CD Limited. CD Limited. Okay. And in question, you will find the date is shown 1/4/18, 1/4/18. That is the financial year 1890. And accept the screen. In similar manner, I have to activate cost centers. Third option, turn it as yes. And similar manner, I have to deactivate GST. It's over. So activation part has been completed. It's done. Now I have to create cost category, then cost centers, then some ledgers. Let's start. So gateway of tally, you may take it as a revision of this particular segment. It will help you to remember all those things and some creation. You also learn creation of sub cost centers. Okay, so create, click on show more, select cost category. After selecting cost category, you will find create new, press C, create new. Now, uh, first question, I have to create the cost category as per your question. It shows advertisement, advertisement. Okay, allocate revenue item, yes. Non-revenue item, no. And accept the screen. So over. So my cost category indicates it's a advertisement. Now, cost category is done, and I would like to create different cost centers. Come down to cost center, press enter, and change the cost category. And you will find advertisement. Okay. So now, whenever you create cost centers, there are, remember, there are two types of cost centers. One is uh, parent, another one is child. So this is we are going to create the parent one. First of all, newspaper. Okay, this is newspaper. After newspaper, you will find hoarding. Okay, after hoarding, websites. It's over. After websites, radio. So all are falls in the category of advertisement cost category. Okay. So we have created 3 and 4 cost centers, and now we need to create sub cost centers. So get back. How to create sub cost centers? Nothing else. I mean, nothing new. Uh, we have to create Telegraph, Times of India, and Economic Times under mm, newspaper category. So similar manner, cost centers, you change. If you come to the category, it will find only advertisement, no problem at all. Advertisement. Now write down telegraph. Telegraph. It appears like that. Yes, it is like as another cost centers, but no. If you, whenever you reach to under and press space bar, I remember, whenever this is the same screen, but telegraph are no is not comes under primary. You just press space bar and you will find newspaper. Okay, not primary. Select newspaper. So telegraphs comes under the cost center, parent cost center. The name of the parent cost centers is newspaper. Over telegraph is a sub cost center under newspaper cost center under advertisement cost category. That's all. Press enter and accept the screen. After telegraph, we have to select the next one, Times of India. Okay, press enter. Again, it falls under which cost centers? The newspaper. Press space bar, and select newspaper. After Times of India, Economic Times. And Economic Times again falls under newspaper. So press space bar and select newspaper and accept the script. Over. Just similar manner, we have to create Red FM. Red FM. Okay. Again, press space bar. Comes under radio. After Red FM, the last one is Big 92.7 FM. Similar manner, space bar, press space bar, select radio and over. So that's all. I have created all those subcategory, I mean sub cost center under cost main cost center under cost category. There is a single cost category and there are four different cost centers and five different sub cost centers over. So now we take a look the snap of cost category and cost centers we have already have prepared. So how to take a look? You get back gateway of tally or dashboard. Press H. Why? Now this is chart of accounts. Okay. Select cost centers. Cost centers under accounting input. Then Alt H. Okay. And you will find multi-alter. All items. Look, these are the items which already been created. The category are advertisement, hoarding, newspaper, radio, websites. These are the four main cost center or primary cost centers. And if you look, big 92.7 FM, this is a secondary cost centers under radio, Economic Times under newspaper, Red FM, radio, Telegraph and Times of India under newspaper. That's the bird's eye view of all cost centers, sub cost centers and cost category. I hope it is understandable before you. Okay, now proceed. That means we are just reached the last stage, almost the last stage, where we will pass just the voucher entries and put down the value, nothing else. So let's start with this. I get back gateway of tally. Dashboard. Now, one thing is remain, that is we have to create a ledger. So we have already done different kinds of cost center, cost category and sub cost centers. Now one thing remain, that is we have to create ledger. In this case the ledger name is advertisement expenses under indirect expense. So write down, sorry, create ledger advertisement expense. Okay, under indirect expenses and cost centers are applicable. Yes, definitely applicable. And accept the script. Over. So ledger also been created. Now this is the time to pass our voucher entries. How to pass the voucher entries? Gateway of tally, then voucher. Repeat again. Gateway of tally, press V for voucher. This is the case of payment. Press F5 if this screen is not, payment screen is not available. And now I have to change the date. So press F2, date is 2/6/18. It will ask you cost center class, and definitely it is not applicable. Look, press space bar and click on not applicable. As we have done in our previous case, if you want to assign some percentage among the cost centers, definitely you have to assign first, then select here. So in the present question, these type no scope are available for cost center classes. Okay, next we have to debited advertisement expenses. Okay, the amount as per the question, if you go through the question, you will find 50,000 over. Definitely it will ask you in detail of all those cost centers and allocation detail. First of all, cost category, press space bar and select cost category advertisement. Now cost centers, if you press space bar, first of all I just try to put down all those values which has been appeared on my question one by one. Telegraph 4,000, Times of India 6,000, Economic Times 5,000, Coding 18,000, website 7,000, and Red FM 4500, Big FM 5500. Let's start. First of all, we start with Telegraph. Yes. What's the value? The value is 4,000. Then Times of India. Times of India value is 6,000. After Times of India, you will find Economic Times. The value is 5,000. After 5,000, press Hoarding H. Hoarding. Hoarding is given 18,000. After hoarding, you will find websites. Websites is 7,000. After websites, Red FM, Red FM is given 4,500. And finally, Big FM, and the amount will be taken automatically 5,500. So that's all. The segregation of advertisement expenses along with its cost centers, even the main cost centers and sub cost centers also. It's done. Now press enter. Enter. And actually we haven't created any cash or bank account, so that's why here I need to create a SBI under bank in shortcut. So create option is available. I select create, write down SBI under bank, and yes, 50,000. Check 50,000 range, instrument number. I just keep all those fields and accept the screen. Okay, I hope these comprehensive problem is helpful to all of you. Now it's over. I accept the screen. Get back gateway of Tally, and we will try to show the report. Where reports is available now, gateway of Tally, then display. Under display, you will find statement of account, that is press S. Under statement of accounts, you will find cost center, press C. And again, you will find category summary, press C. This is your category summary. Advertisement 50,000, the breakup of this 50,000. One thing you may do under this uh, place, that you just press F12 and you will find, take a look, opening balance no, transaction yes, net transaction only no, closing balance yes, and number of totals, detail view, expand all levels of detail format, turn it as yes, name only no, and default I just turn expand all levels in detail format as yes. So accept the screen, you get that detail format in such a way. Okay, understandable. This is the radio and this is the breakup and this is the website. There is no case of breakup, and this is the newspaper, and the breakup of this newspaper is like this. Okay, so that's all from cost center and cost category. Even if I try to show you my PL account, press P and open the PL, you will find the advertisement expenses, only advertisement expenses. In this case, our new company. That's all. Okay. I hope you can understand all those features of cost centers. I have covered all those features: cost center, cost category, cost center classes. Okay, that's the end of this particular topic. Now we are about to start a new topic within this short period of time. Uh, the new topic name at present, better to start with job costing. So how to do this? Again, I about to open my, yeah, this is job costing. Just a minute. Yeah. So in job costing, what's happened? You will find some of the technical parts, that means which is very much applicable to CMA candidates, CMA students. So just take a look on these particular problem. I mean the topic first. I will try to ask in brief the theoretical area of this particular topic. Job uh, actually create multiple jobs or project as cost centers. So definitely that's why I started before starting job costing. I have started with cost centers and cost category. So in such a way, we can track the cost and revenue associated with each and every job or each and every project and allocate cost while job is in progress. On completion, compare the selling price. Actually, where in our previous example or previous topic, job costing, sorry, cost center and cost category, we didn't create any kind of revenue income. We already only consider revenue expenditure, but in this case, we also consider revenue or selling price, and we also estimate the profit also. Okay. Uh, the following capabilities make job costing simple and effective. You may find one by just try to explain one by one. Tracking transfer of material from one go down to another. It may be from main location to your project location. Consumption, it also is track the consumption level of each and every go down, and uh, consumption level is associated with your job or project, not go down. So that's why transfer go down or transfer items from go down is a separate matter. Consumption of items is a separate matter. Consumption item is considered or is taken into account on the basis of each and every job or project. Then ascertain profitability on the basis of selling price, and then viewing the summary of inventory movement. That means your opening stock, your inwards, outwards, transfer, consumption. All these events are being considered, and comparing each elements of cost, selling price, profit. Otherwise, we can't find. I can calculate per unit profit or cost or sale also. Is also being considered, and drilling down the voucher level for reference or alter transaction. So let's start with an example. I hope it is this may beneficial for you. Okay, so this is an plain and simple job costing. In our next class, I mean tomorrow, I mean day after tomorrow, in our next class, next scheduled class, we will try to solve a comprehensive problem. But today we just start with a simple one. Okay, so this is the case of job costing. Okay, we try to solve a job costing problem with Tally Prime. Okay, so first of all, press Alt K and alter and delete the company. Alt D, delete and delete. It's over. Now, I would like to start with the problem. Uh, I hope this problem is open to you. I just okay. This is a bigger view. Uh, take the snap. This I'll just go through the problem. You will find it's an opening balance sheet. On 1/5/21, purchase raw material and send to the main location. These are the main raw materials, quantity, rate per unit. All these material are sent to after purchase sent to the main location. The next one is transfer material to consumption go down. That means from it will transfer from main location to consumption go down on 2nd May. On 31st May, consumption raw material for job project. That means the material raw material has been consumed Okay. So after transferring the material to the site, to the project site, on 31st, it would take 29 days to consume all those materials. Next, on next day, that means 1st June, you make payments to SBI. We consider this is a payment made. I mean, at the time of purchase, it was a credit purchase. I have to provide a name of a creditor is a creditor. And the 2nd June sales job project. You sell sold out the job project to a customer for rupees 14 lakhs. So this is a job. You transfer, you buy your raw materials, then transfer to your project site, then consume all those raw material and develop your finished to your customer. Plain and simple. So let's start with Tally. I share my screen, Tally screen. Okay. Yeah. So this is my Tally screen. So now our company name is Job Posting. Okay. West Bengal. And the date is given 1/4/21. And one thing that I need to mention here, you have to enable cost centers. Why? Sorry. Yes. And then enable job costing. Okay. On it as yes. Over. And I deactivate my GST. So what's happened? I consider I have to, if you want to maintain books of account for any kind of job costing, you have to activate fast enable cost centers under accounting features. Second, enable job costing under inventory features. Over and accept the screen. Then what should we do? Uh, at that moment, come to the second step. After activation, we have to create a cost center for job costing. How to create cost center? Gateway of Tally, then create, then select cost center. Okay, press enter. And now we consider this is a building project. So I write down building project. Building project is a primary under primary and use for job costing. Definitely yes. If this option is not available, press F12. I repeat, just repeat again, and you will find third last, third from last, third position from last. Set job costing for cost center. Turn it as yes. Then you will find this option available on the screen. Use of job costing yes, and accept the screen. Over. get back. Then we have to create go down. How to create go down? A gateway of tally, then create, then come to go down, create. In this case, we write down our building project go down, and this is under primary. Allow storage material, yes. Set job or slash project for job costing. It also consider as building project. Acha, if this particular option is not available in your screen, press F12 and turn these two options as yes. Storage material, job costing detail. Okay. Turn these two options as yes. So this is a build for building project. Okay. We are creating a go down. Accept the screen. It's over. Next, get back gateway of tally. Then create. Then come to ledger. Okay. Ledger, first of all, supplier. Supplier is a creditor. Maintain bill by bill, yes. Rest of the item, keep it as no. Then customer. Customer comes under Sunday data. Same way, just activate maintain bill by bill, yes. Rest of the item will keep as no. Complete. Next, we will create purchase and sell ledger with cost centers. With cost centers. Remember, purchase, sorry, under purchase with cost center. That is, cost centers are applicable. Now, one thing I need to mention here, I have to provide another option activated. I have to activate another option in this case. Look, press F12 and you will find an option which is called appro, which is called use inventory allocation, use inventory allocation for ledger. You have to turn this option as yes. I repeat again, use inventory allocation for allocations for ledger, turn these field as yes and accept the screen. So why in such a way I activate inventory value are affected? Yes. Cost centers are applicable? Yes. Okay. That's why I press F12, go to configuration and change the configuration. So I accept the screen. Then come to the cells. Cells comes under cells. In this case, whenever you create the cell, inventory value affected is doesn't matter why. Now this is case of job costing. So I consider it as no. Inventory just need to be maintained for getting finished goods. And cost center, yes, cost center is applicable for sales entry. So we have prepared another two ledger. One is purchase, another one is sell. Now come to the next ledger, that is transportation. Sorry. charge. Transportation charge, it is under direct expenses. Okay. Inventory value affected, definitely not. Cost center are applicable, yes, applicable. So we'd like to know the amount which has been incurred for transportation purpose. Then, after accepting transportation charge, uh, we consider wages for project. Wages for project also falls in the category of direct expenses, inventory value not affected, and in this case we apply cost center as yes, accept the screen. It's over. Thereafter, what's happened? Now, if you go through the question, you will find that we have to pass some voucher entries, uh, that is purchase of raw materials, and then we will, but before getting into this we have to activate some consumption voucher, I mean stock journal and transfer stock journal. That's the vital point in job costing. All types of job costing, we have to do that particular procedure. What to do? Now, first of all, come to the altar. Just follow me carefully. Gateway of tally, then come to the altar, then come to the voucher type. Okay. Then come to the stock journal, last options. And click on name of class. The name of class, you just consider transfer. Then two options are available. You just consider the first options. Use class for inter go down transfer. You turn it as yes. If second option is not available, doesn't matter. You keep it as no. Now come to the next one. You have to write down consumption. And in that case, you have to consider the second option as yes and first option as no. That is class for job costing consumption. Yes. Okay. And accept the screen. So before purchase entry, you have to activate this one. Now this is the time to create stock material or item. So as per my question, I create first cement. Sorry, primary. Here cement is. We need to create the units. In units is bags. Bag. So cement has been created. No opening balance. Then sand, and we have to create unit truck. Sand has been created. Then clay. Clay is also falls, I mean, under truck. After clay, come to concrete stone. I just write down stone. It's also under truck. Then TMT bar. TMT bar. And in this case, we have to create a new unit which is called kg. After TMT bar, that is bricks. And it is under pieces. over. So all the stock items has been created along with the unit. Then we have to pass the voucher entry, come to the vouchers, change the date. The date is 521. No case of percentile class. So in this voucher, this is a case of purchase, press F9. I skip the supplier invoice number, party's name, in this case supplier, accept the screen, purchase, and item purchase, first of all, sand. Okay. So all these cases is goes to main location. So space bar, press space bar, main location, sand 20 trucks, rate 5,000 per truck. Sand is over. Then bricks. It's also main location. Quantity 50,000 pieces. 10 per piece. It's over. Then cement. Main location 1,000 bags. 500 per bags. After cement, clay. Go down main location. Okay. 10 trucks. 500 per trucks. After clay, stone. Main location and 10 trucks, 1,000 per truck. And then TMT bar under main location, and it's 100 kg, rate 1,000 per kg. Okay. So today, this is a one reference number 1. We have completed up to the purchase of raw materials. Okay. In next class, I will continue the same problem, and I will show you how to transfer from main location to site, project site, then how to pass consumption of raw materials, then how to make payment, then how to show how to make the sale and show the job costing report. Okay. So this is half done work. I just pass up to the purchase entry, and the next class I will continue this one and try to solve a new one also. Thank you. I just accept the screen. Thank you to all of you. And if you have any doubts, you definitely write on your screen, on your chat box. Okay, we will continue in our next class the same problem, the rest of the problem. Okay. Ma'am, am
Yes, sir.
I okay? Okay, it's completed, ma'am, for today.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you to all of you.